Hey Gongers, this is Wesley and welcome to Qi Gong for the liver and kidneys. A 19-minute flow that can be done by anyone, anywhere, anytime. And I want to take a moment to thank you for checking out the channel, and if you haven't already, down in the bottom corner you can click that icon and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get as many people glowing and flowing and doing Qi Gong as humanly possible. So wherever you are, let's walk the feet slightly less than hip distance apart as we take and celebrate this opportunity to be alive. And when you're ready, settle into the earth, anchoring the feet, stacking the palms over the lower abdomen, bringing a soft bend into the knees, relaxing through the upper neck and shoulders, and just very gently with palms connecting to center and self, tucking the chin, relaxing into here, simply awakening a lower abdominal breath. Lovely here to transition with the breath from the inhale through the nose, through a full set of lungs, down into the expansion of what you would describe as a Santa Claus belly, exhaling from the belly, through the lungs, out through the nose or parted lips for a few cycles of breath to establish a nice deep rhythm of breathing, a sense of peace and calm in every cell of the body, and to establish a state of stillness in preparation for this gorgeous moving meditation today. Couple more breaths here. The next exhale, dangling the arms, spin the palms to face open and up. Lower Danchen breathing, a nice modified expression of opening to all sides. On the inhale, open the arms, a breath in, receive through a gentle chest and shoulder stretch, and then exhale, guide energy down towards your power center, your gas tank, the lower abdomen. Inhale, open, standing tall without locking the knees, and exhale, swimming, scooping, and guiding energy as you replenish your gas tank. Lower Danchen breathing, the activation and the replenishing of our lower Danchen, our lower reservoir of power. A couple more breaths here. With your next exhale, pausing with diamond fingers, a nice gentle Buddhist standing strengthening posture. Index finger tip and thumb tips kiss. We open a window and we visualize a pearl of golden light pouring and replenishing that power center as we prepare to transition into middle Danchen breathing. On the inhale, we open the arms left and right. We find a gentle stretch through the chest, lungs, heart, shoulders, and arms. And then on the exhale, we swim and scoop that energy, now replenishing our emotional heart center, our middle Danchen. Inhale, stand tall, open and stretch. Exhale, swim and visualize gathering and packing energy into all sides of the heart. Flow into stretch, a beautiful expression of this Tao Yin Qi Gong practice. Danchen breathing, the activation, awakening, and replenishing of our middle Danchen. Couple breaths here. Exhaling into diamond fingers in front of the heart, closing the eyes for a couple breaths and visualizing that golden pearl of light pouring into heart center, a replenishing of middle Danchen in preparation for upper Danchen breathing. We move to the upper thought center. Like a dance of a starfish, we inhale arms left and right and stretch fully. On the exhale, we scoop and guide and gather that energy into our thought center, our upper Danchen, our upper reservoir of power. Now enjoying this beautiful dance, this awakening, this activation of the three reservoirs of power with our Qigong practice. Opening to the universe, gathering an abundance of energy, and with intention guiding it here into the thought center. Fresh, clean, inspiring, passionate energy into the thought center. A couple more breaths here in this full body stretch, awakening all the muscles, joints, tendons, ligaments, cells, and systems of the body. Diamond fingers in front of the third eye, in front of the thought center, the upper Danchen. Couple breaths here. Now we're going to fully activate the energy body. We've awoken these beautiful reservoirs of power. Now dangle the arms and awaken your full body shake. With feet flat to the earth, starting to awaken this beautiful shake here. We're gently starting to shake with this bending and straightening of legs, and we get this beautiful bounce and rumble of all the organs of the body. And now if you feel comfortable on your exhales, a gentle gaze over the shoulders, and feel free to start bouncing the heels up off the earth. We allow the skeletal system to begin to activate like a tuning fork, raising the vibration. Inhale into stress and tension, open mouth, exhale, bounce and shake that out. Gaze over the shoulder as we gently wring out the spine. I'm pausing here, lower embracing the tree as we sit in that buzz and sparkle, activated from cooking chi, shaking. Middle fingers almost touch, hands in front of the lower danchen. And now we prepare here to make a gentle fist with this hand and bring the knuckles of that fist behind the belly button and press into the space behind the spine. Now the hand that's forward, we're dancing left and right in preparation for Zen circles. This is a kidney-focused flow. Inhale, draw the arm up, and on the exhale, bend the knees and dance through center. Moving from the hips, moving from center. On the inhale, we dance our arm up, a breath in. We're tracing Zen circles, the shape of a full moon of the sun. Your index finger of the dancing hand can just become a paintbrush as we flow from side to side. Now that backhand continually pressing into the door of life region of the body located around the kidneys. On the inhale, the arm dances up and visualize energy flowing down the back of the arm and pooling where you're pressing with that back fist at the kidneys, the batteries of the body. A couple more in this direction. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, flow down. Now let's switch to the other side, opposite fist. We squeeze gently and bring the knuckles, press into that door of life acupressure point. Opposite hand begins to dance, becomes a paintbrush, and on the inhale we float to the bent elbow behind us, and on the exhale through the other side. Zen circles in the opposite direction. Now soften the gaze as you relax into this gentle flow and visualize on the inhale energy flowing up the dancing arm and then flowing through the back of that arm, through the shoulder blades, down the back of the spine, and pulling into that area you're activating with the pressing into that acupressure point. A feeding to the kidneys with this dancing arm of fresh energy. Zen circles. Good. On that next exhale, dangle the arms, and when you're ready here, we're going to find lower embracing the tree for a couple breaths. Here we're going to prepare to awaken a really gorgeous flow, a personal favorite called Monk Swings the Broadsword. Walking the feet slightly wider than hip distance apart, deepening that bend of the knees, interlace all but index finger and thumb. Good, and start to dance a sword. Visualize a sword blade coming from those fingertips 2 or 3 feet, and draw some figure eights left to right, right to left. Good, so you, the great monk, preparing to swing the broadsword. With an inhale, when you're ready, we're going to draw up and over this big, beautiful circle as you lean with the weight of the body back into the heels. Now see if you can't find this gorgeous stretch through the side line of the body, the side ribs, the intercostal region of the body connected to the liver energetic pathway. This is the area of body where we store stress, tension, anger, and frustration. With this beautiful dancing stretch, Monk swings the broadsword. We're cleansing and clearing tension through the liver line, letting go of that anger, stress, and frustration, and inviting a sense of happiness, joy, and compassion. Monk swings the broadsword in this direction for one more breath, and then dance that sword left to right in preparation to transition into that flow to the other side. Inhale. When you're ready, draw up, sword sweeps up. Imagine carving a chi ball with your sword fingers. Inhale, draw up this giant sense of carving the chi that you desire for the day. Inhale up, exhale down. The full body dances in harmony, every muscle, joint, tendon, system, cell flowing together. Monk swings the broadsword for a couple more breaths here. Stretching through those side ribs, feeding that liver line, cleansing and clearing any blockages, and inspiring a fresh flow of energy through the liver. Now rock and sway with those figure eights, and when you're ready, we're going to gently stack the palms in front of the liver without touching. Buddha Palma, healing energy into the liver. We just work to clear those liver lines. Now we're sending fresh energy into that space we created. the largest organ in the body with hundreds of functions, feeding the liver with awesomeness. A couple more breaths here. Our standing strengthening posture. Now again, walking the feet slightly wider than hip distance apart, bending the knees, bringing the hands to dance through the surface of a lake in front of you. We move back to the kidneys with an inhale. Moon rises over the lake. Our breath in, we draw up, and we trace the shape of a full moon rising over the lake. Inhale, reach, stretch, draw up, and dance the arms. Exhale, bend the knees and flow down. Now again, like we did with Zen circles, on the inhale, visualize drawing energy, and it pours through the back of the arms, down through the back of the shoulder blades, down into the kidneys, a replenishing, a rejuvenating, and a recharging of the batteries of your body, the kidneys. The kidneys offer support where called for within the body. On the next exhale, sweep the hands down, draw the hands through the surface of the lake in preparation to dance this flow to the other side. Inhale, draw up. Moon rises over the lake, tracing the shape of a full moon rising over the lake. Soften the gaze. With each exhale, bend the knees, moving from the hips and center, a gorgeous flow. Inhaling up, exhaling down as you replenish the kidneys. Moon rises over the lake. A couple more in this direction. Now left to right, fingers dancing through the surface of water, spreading the fingers. Preparation for a standing, strengthening posture called pressing the earth. Hands in front of us, just gently squeeze your fingers as if you're holding a piece of fruit in each hand. And visualize drawing from the earth energy in through the fingertips into the meridian lines, the energetic pathways of the body, connected to all the organs and the 3 reservoirs of power. Now we move back to the liver. With an inhale, we bring the middle fingers almost together to touch, a gentle twist, and we draw that inhale with arms dancing up. Middle fingers touch the hairline. Exhale, arms, your branches of the tree wave left and right. Come through center, twist, then inhale in the twist. Exhale, unwind through center. So now we explore those liver energetic pathways again. Bouncing from the kidney to the liver to the kidney. This is called tree sways in the wind. We become the tree swaying in the wind. Twisting, inhaling through that twist into the side ribs. Cleansing and clearing stagnation and any blockages that have built up in those liver lines. A beautiful chance to become a forest of trees swaying in the wind. Inhale, hands overhead to the hairline. Exhale, open those branches and allow them to flow in the wind. Exhaling to diamond fingers, index finger and thumb tip kiss. We create that window for a couple breaths. Good, and now preparing for fireworks. On an exhale, we're going to dangle the arms, palms facing up, middle fingers almost touch. Imagine you're gathering the hands to the sea of chi, and with an inhale, we draw up, palms spiral the face out, and sway left and right. Inhale, draw up, backs of the hands almost kiss. Exhale, wave the hands left and right. And visualize drawing the chi up the spine, coming through the upper dantian, exploding like fireworks overhead, and the dancing hands creating this protective shield of energy around you. A beautiful dance to send energy through the spine, and now we can add this figure 8 spiraling. On the inhale, as you draw up, coax the chi up through each vertebra like a snake, coiling through the spine to come through the top of the head. And as you spiral the palms to face out, this beautiful stretch through your 10 fingers, celebrating this fireworks, this explosion of fresh energy in and all around you. Now we come back to a second variation of pressing the earth, hands left and right. A couple breaths here to pause. Sitting in your power, strength, peace, and calm. Celebrating your Qigong practice. Now preparing for yin-yang Qigong. Taking one hand, palm facing up just below the belly. Opposite hand dances. With an inhale, we dance that hand up, tracing a circle. This is the circle that frames the yin-yang symbol. Inhale, draw up a first circle, and on the next inhale, that dancing hand traces the shape of the fish head down to the tail. Yin-yang Qi Gong, a balancing of our yin and yang energies. More energy, less stress. Become the Qigong artist, painting this ever so famous symbol. These two polar opposite energies existing in synergy with one another. Inhale, draw up, trace the shape of the frame of the yin-yang symbol. Next inhale, we dance and trace the shape of the head down to the tail. So inhale 1 is to trace the full circle. Inhale 2 to the exhale to trace the shape of the fish within the yin-yang symbol. Change the hands, opposite palm faces up, dancing hand flows towards the elbow, and we inhale, draw, and start to explore. Inhale, draw the circle. Exhale, drop the arm. Inhale to the top of the circle. Now dance through the center of the circle, drawing your yin-yang symbol. A few more breaths here. This lovely flow and harmonization of these two opposing polar opposites, coexisting together in harmony. More energy, less stress. A celebration of this cultivation of peace and calm as we harmonize the energy from the universe above and from the earth below, our sources. We'll meet here with diamond fingers as you complete this yin-yang dance. Bring the diamond fingers, the backs of the hands in front of the heart, just for a couple breaths, that pearl of golden light pouring into heart center. We're going to stack the palms on top of one another at the lower abdomen. Resting the baby fingers over the lower abdomen, bottom hand dances, inhale draws up, thumb faces the forehead, and on the exhale we come down through center. This is centering. In stillness, a gathering of an extra abundance of energy. We inhale, scoop, draw up, and pour that energy through the upper danchen, through the middle danchen to the lower danchen, through the thought center, heart center to the power center. A replenishing of our reservoirs of power, our energetic stocks, so that we've got this abundance of extra energy to take into the adventures of the day. Now resting the palms over the lower abdomen, bringing a soft bend down into the knees. And now we get to celebrate this flow within. Bend one knee, straighten the opposite leg, and begin to pedal the knees. Rock and sway, awakening your expression of bamboo in the wind. There's no wrong way to move here. With palms connected to center and self, it's said that we relax into the natural flow of our life force. Qigong, working with our life force. Here, celebrating the flow of life force within, we rock and sway and become the bamboo in the wind. Dancing, rocking, and swaying. And celebrating this deeper cultivated flow of fresh life force in preparation to Raka Shaka. Now at this place of stillness, palms over the lower abdomen, breathing to and from the palms. Basking in the afterglow of your efforts, this 19-minute flow. We've plugged in, we've supercharged, we've cleansed and cleared the liver. Raka Shaka. Good, gang. Thank you for sharing your practice. Hope you feel dynamite. Take your awesomeness into the rest of the day and share it with anybody and everyone you cross paths with in your adventures of the day. Like, share, subscribe. All gone, Qigong. We'll see you again soon, gang. Thanks for sharing your practice. Thanks for being awesome.